Okay, good morning, everyone. This is 11:30 a.m. and we're starting. Morning, everyone. My name is Olanike Adeoye, the main facilitator for today's webinar. And here with me is the co-facilitator in the person of Uju Igbokwe. On behalf of SP Lagos Section Chair, Mr. Michael Oyere, we would like to welcome you to today's webinar, which is Entrepreneurship in the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry, organized by the SP Lagos Section 61. Today's webinar will provide insights on what we need as professionals to start up a business serving Nigeria's oil and gas industry. Please let's pay attention and eliminate all sources of distractions in order for us to maximize value from today's webinar. So we have with us this morning a very young and dynamic entrepreneur who is the president and the CEO of Ajilo Group of Companies. He holds a first-class honors bachelor's and master's degree in petroleum engineering from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. He holds an honorary doctorate degree in environmental science at the ISCG University, Benin Republic. He's a current certified engineer and fellow at the Institute of Oil and Gas Research and Hydrocarbon Studies. Please make welcome with me, Dr. Engineer Vincent Ajilo. Dr. Vincent, over to you. Dr. Vincent, sorry, please can you unmute yourself so we can hear you? Apology, Mr. Vincent. Dr. Vincent, you're still actually muted. So you need to unmute your microphone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Right, thank you so much. Once again, I want to appreciate the leadership of SP Lagos Section 61 under the chairperson, Engineer Michael Oyere, and thank you, Olanike. Thanks for this opportunity. I also want to appreciate everyone listening, the attendees to this webinar. It's an honor for me to be here to make this presentation on entrepreneurship in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. For ease of presentation, I'll go through this outline. We're going to talk about introduction about what the oil and gas industry in Nigeria, what we have and what opportunities we have. Also, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, what about that, legal and regulatory requirements to operate in Nigeria, some basic business development strategies, what you should not do, opportunities and challenges in the oil and gas industry here in Nigeria, business growth enablers, and I'll just give a summary about myself and my story. Globally, we have 3 sectors in the oil and gas industry. We have the upstream section, we have the midstream sector, and we also have the downstream sectors. So for the upstream sector, talks about the production of crude oil and gas from the subsurface to the surface. While the midstream talks about the transportation of these produced hydrocarbons from the flow station or from the production platforms or from the FPSOs and the likes to the refining or the gas processing section. From the table I have here, this is an overview of the Nigerian oil and gas industry. In Nigeria, we have about 73 OPS, that's oil prospecting licenses, and we have about 102 oil mining leases. We have about 208 open blocks, and currently our production is about 2 million barrels per day, while our gas and oil reserves are about 201 trillion cubic feet and 37 billion barrels respectively. For the downstream sector and midstream sector in Nigeria, we have pipelines of almost 15,000 kilometers aggregate. We have about 5,000 kilometers for gas pipelines. Currently, we have five refineries. We have 3 petrochemical plants. We have 50 lubricant blending plants, 136 depots. We have about 250 coastal vessels in the Nigerian gas industry. And some other facilities we have in Nigeria, LNG plants, CNG plants, NGL plants, gas plants, tankers and terminals. across the onshore, the swamp, the shallow waters, the deep waters in Nigeria environment. Entrepreneurship. I would like to take entrepreneurship from this chart. That's what we call cash flow quadrant. It's two lines intersecting each other. A section of it at the top left is employee. On the top right, we have business owner. On the bottom left is self-employed, while bottom right is investor. For employee, I know we all understand what employee is all about. You have a job. And most times, your earnings is a function of your active work at your office. Actually, some employers goes to the extent of deducting some hours of inactive operations from your salary. While for self-employed individuals who own a job. Here you talk about professionals, you talk about small-scale businesses. And for these companies as well, for this session, your income is still a function of your active work because of the size of the business or the level of your professionalism. Also on the aspect of business owner, here you own a system. Your income does not depend on your active work. You have other people working with you to earn money. And for the investor session, this is where your money works for you. Your income does not depend on your active work. For me, I would like to say that our internal call is made up of core values. We are made up of our core values, of our strengths, of our weaknesses, of our interests. And this really determines where we play in this chart. But successful individuals are able to play in the respective column of the chart based on how you manage your core values, how you manage who you are, your interest, your weakness, and your strengths. So I will say from this chart that the S and B column are the entrepreneurs. People who own a job, have some persons work with them, people who also have people own the business and own a system where people work with you to earn money. I know a lot of people ask, which of this quadrant is the best? My answer to that is your preference, because it's a function of your strength, it's a function of your interest, it's a function of your weakness, it's a function of your core values. But for me, if you say, which of these quadrants owns wealth or owns riches, I will tell you the business owner and the investors. An individual can play in multiple quadrants like I mentioned earlier. It's just a function of how you want to manage your strength, your interest, your core values, and your weaknesses. Fundamentally, for you to run a business, you need to have passion, because business is always a function of ideas. So you have to have a passion. You need to have a business idea you want to promote and have passion for it. The essence of passion is because it takes time. There are going to be a lot of forces. Physics says that according to Newton, for every action, there's equal and opposite reaction. So in order for you to be able to overcome the inertia and overcome the opposite forces, you need to have passion to drive you ahead and to be able to overcome the negative force. You also need to have vision. Vision is what you desire to achieve in a long time, within a set time. You need to put time to your vision. And I must tell you, one of my mentors keep telling me, Vincent, if your dream does not scare you, then you have not started dreaming. And that is the idea in entrepreneurship. And that is the idea with passion and vision. So for vision, your vision must be customer-centric because you are running a business. Your business becomes your product, or your technology or your ideas becomes a business when you start to make profit, when you have customer is ready to purchase your product. So therefore, your vision must be customer-centric, must be value-driven. This is where most people miss it. You must have an idea of the kind of value you want to add. And beyond the money, beyond the value of income, what keeps the business going is the value. You have to be innovative as well. Innovation, for me, is about invention plus commercialization. You must be able to make ends from your ideas. Of course, you also need to be customer. You have to be business. You need to focus on business outcomes because this helps you in developing your business. Mission, as a simple statement, is the right approach to achieving your vision. How do I want to achieve my vision? Oh, my vision is to have the leading oil and gas company in Nigeria. So how do I achieve that? That is my mission. So I need to come up with a mission statement on how I want to achieve a leading oil and gas industry. Or I want to achieve the best company in terms of waste management. I want to be the best company in terms of reservoir simulation. I want to be the best company in terms of service delivery. So you need to have mission and how you want to achieve that. Your core values is what your company is known for while delivering your services. But some companies say their core value is excellent. Some say their core value is safety. Some say their core value is integrity. You can have multiple core values. The most important thing is that you have values that you can also defend while delivering your services. Faith in business and in passion, from what I've seen over time, even from history, is that you need to believe in yourself. From my personal experience, you need to believe in yourself, you need to believe in your ideas, and you need to believe in God Almighty, that this is possible. The good book says, with God, all things are possible. So with God and with your hard work, I'm telling you, your vision can come to reality. Business is incomplete without profit. You must have a benefit for your business. This is very important. The 10 entrepreneurial competencies that I would like to give you this morning have the following. 1, entrepreneurs are opportunity seeking and initiative. They turn opportunity to a business scenarios. And from there, they are able to turn it to value. And from value, they're able to get a benefit as a refund, as a dividend. Also, entrepreneurs are persistent in what they do. When most people quit, successful entrepreneurs stick to that ideas and they make it true. An example is Steve Jobs. Even though it looks as if Apple will not come to reality, but several years of investment, several years of ideas, several years of hard work on that same project, today Apple is one of the best products in the market. iPhones and the iPhone, Apple laptops and the likes. Commitment is also very important. You need to keep to your promise as an entrepreneur, even if it requires some personal sacrifices. You must keep to your promise to your customer and to your employee. The demand for efficiency and quality is out there. So you must be able to carry out your activities in a safe manner, faster, better, and also cheaper. That is when you can gain more interest from your customers. And of course, you need to take calculated risks. Do not go into a business, do not go into the industry blindly. You need to calculate your risks. This is very important. This is a critical element of entrepreneurship. Goal setting. Everything as regards your business is a function of lies on your goal. You must be able to set the right goal for your business, and you must be able to work towards that goal. Everything is achievable. Nothing is unaccomplishable. Everything is accomplished. You can accomplish any set goal. Today we have the tallest building in Dubai. It is possible. So you can have anything you set you want to achieve in your business, you can achieve that. Of course, information is key. They said knowledge is power, information is also power. For entrepreneurs, they seek information about your product, about your clients, about the technology, even about the industry where you want to work. You need to seek information. Systematic planning and monitoring is also part of the PEC. You need to plan. Planning is very key. They say proper preparation prevents poor performance. So for you to deliver in the world of business, you need to have systematic plans. And you monitor the plan, monitor the execution of this plan. This is very, very important. Number 9 I have on my list is persuasion and networking. You cannot you cannot run a business without networking, especially in the world of today. Also here in Nigeria, the place of networking cannot be overemphasized. And you cannot undermine the place of networking. This is very, very important. Also, independence, self-confidence, and emotional intelligence. This is business. This is a new product. So you need to have self-confidence. You need to be able to believe in yourself. You must be able to also differentiate between emotion and business. In the business world, you set emotions apart. You have to look at what is possible and what will give you the best result in executing your project. The following are the minimum registration required in Nigeria to run a business. 1, you need to have an entity registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. According to the recent CAMA, that's the Corporate and Allied Matters Act 2020, a single person can now own a private company. So I will encourage you, you need to engage a CAC registered lawyer to register an entity you want. For instance, ABC Oil and Gas Limited. Also, for you to operate as a company in Nigeria, you need to register with Federal Inland Revenue Services. That will make you a vertible company and shows your responsibility to the government. Also, you need to register with Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund. You need to register with the National Pension Commission. You need to register with Industrial Training Fund. Also, you need to register with the State Internal Revenue Service. For Lagos State, for Rivers State, for your respective states, you need to register with the State Internal Revenue Service. And for the Nigerian oil and gas industry, you need to register with the regulator, which is the Department of Petroleum Resources. For some specialized services in the oil and gas industry, for instance, for environmental related services, you need to register with the Federal Ministry of Environment. As well, for port and terminal related services, you need to register with the Nigerian Ports Authority. For the maritime related services, you need to register with the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. And of course, you need a platform where you can be able to sell your product and get value for your product in terms of funds, and therefore you need to register with the corporate account. You need to register a corporate account with a choice bank. Any of the banks are good to go. The following are some basic business development strategies I can recommend. 1, you need to sign up with prospective clients that you know will probably need your services. Also, you need to register with NIPES. For businesses that will be of the value of $500,000 and above, for NNPC and JV partners, you need to register with NIPES because all the services for $500,000 and above contracts goes through NIPES for NNPC and JV partners. As well, for production sharing contracts companies, $250,000 and above contracts go through NIPES. For some marginal companies, they are not under NIPES, so that you don't need NIPES. Basically, you need to develop some business development and marketing plan, and also you have to implement this plan. You need to develop business, community, sustainability and continuity plan. Set your sustainability goals, because I believe you want to be in business for as much as you desire, maybe 10 years, 20 years. For some persons, we want to develop businesses that can run for generations. So you need a sustainable plan. Today, COVID-19 has affected the whole industry globally, especially for the non-essential businesses. So your continuity plan will stand handy for cases like this in the future. And of course, you need to collaborate with other local and foreign companies. There's a saying that says teamwork makes the dream work. Because you need to learn from some, you need to collaborate in some other special services that they need to offer for your own product to be complete and be able to achieve your customers' requirements. You need to be innovative. You need to network, like I mentioned earlier, and also you need to provide some support and voluntary services to gain the market. This might go a long way actually in giving you access into the market. The following are what I feel you should not do as an entrepreneur. 1, you do not follow shortcuts. Get the job done the right way. Follow the right procedures. And I must tell you, it pays you in the future. Don't accept an offer you don't understand or agree fully on the terms. However, I recommend a win-win approach. It's always very and more effective. Don't forget you are the pilot of the business and its success lies primarily on you. Don't doubt or underestimate your capabilities. You can do it, I must tell you. Don't abuse access. Every opportunity, it's an avenue for you to showcase your capability or the capability of your product or the capability of your team to deliver. So ensure you maximize every single opportunity you have with your customers. Don't depend solely on your strong connections. Otherwise, your progression and your progress will be short-term. I know some of you are connected. You feel, oh, with the influence of my dad, with the influence of my contacts, I can get the job, I can get it done and all of that. But I must tell you, you need to look beyond the short term. So you need to plan and draw your business, let it be on the proper foundation, that without connection or with minimal connection, you still be in business and doing excellently well. That's what makes you a successful entrepreneur. Don't lose sight of the place of excellent project delivery. This is key. Every customer wants the best value for their finance, for their money. So don't lose sight of the place of quality customer service. This is what I feel is also lacking in Nigeria. Ensure you can incorporate good quality, good customer service in your business. Irrespective of the technology, irrespective of the business you are delivering in the market, customer service is key. Also, don't ignore the establishment of system or structure for your operation. It saves the future. And actually, that's what makes you an entrepreneur. When you have a system that can run even without you, the owner, actively involved. Don't overlook the essentiality of legal agreement for any partnership or even signed contract for any engagement with your customers. This is very important. Human being changes when it comes to money. Human being changes when it comes to requirements. So it's better you have it properly written and signed off. Also, don't jeopardize your business by employing unsubmissive or uncontrollable members, be it family members, friends, associates, religious members. I know in Nigeria we are very friendly. We have a lot of people we are associated with. But I must encourage you, if they are uncontrollable, if that individual is unsubmissive, it can ruin your business. And I must tell you, it can ruin your vision. So you need to be careful about that. Don't invest blindly, only decide based on calculated risks. Don't overlook the operating system of your environment. Here is Nigeria. The operation and the running of business in the United States, in Ghana, in France is quite different from Nigeria. So you need to understand what works here in Nigeria where you want to run your business. And I will encourage you, you need to design your system to accommodate the system here in Nigeria. Don't undermine the place of government policy. A single government policy can destroy your business. So you need to plan, you need to work towards that. You need to be very careful and design your system such that it can accommodate any government policy. Don't forget to look, think, and plan ahead of the system. The system here I'm talking about, the Nigerian system. Think and plan ahead. That would be my recommendation. Don't rate yourself cheap doing partnership. A lot of collaboration is required in running a business in Nigeria. And I must tell you, you need to also place the right value to yourself. Do not mix emotion with business. And also don't forget the place of God. The good book says with God, all things are possible. So I must encourage you, get closer to God, and that will help you in running your business anywhere in the world. Seek mentors and coaches. A rich dad once says, he said, professionals have coaches, while amateurs do not. If you want to be a good and successful successful entrepreneur, you need to seek mentors, seek coaches, because they've been there. And so you have not been there before, so it's better for you to learn from them. And I would recommend you choose individuals in the aspect within the quadrant of investors and business owner, because they are high in the business. They understand what is required. Choose wisely as well. This is very important. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire, the size of your dream, and how you handle disappointments along the way. Disappointment is what you cannot avoid in running a business in Nigeria, especially. So make disappointment your strength. Expect it. Don't be afraid to make also your mistakes. You can make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Someone says, if you are afraid of making business, then you are launching too late. Be true and be kind to yourself. There's always room for improvement. You also need to develop emotional and mental and social intelligence. This is very key in running business in Nigeria. For me, I like to be accountable. I have my mentors, I have my coaches. I'm accountable to them because that keeps me growing. It gives me a level of challenge. I have a set target to myself. So, and that keeps me even to manage whatever funds, whatever profits I'm making in developing the dream so I don't get distracted. How about 6 opportunities opportunity areas I've highlighted here, I feel you might need to look at in the Nigerian oil gas industry as we speak. Currently, NNPC has demanded all the companies to look into the producing crude oil at $10 per barrel. So there are a lot of technologies requirements. So you need to look at that. That's a huge opportunity that you can tap into. Technologies that can optimize crude oil production cost to $10 per barrel or less. Also, alternative funding opportunity is also key. A lot of companies are looking for alternative funding to develop their assets. So this is also a good opportunity for you to come into the business world. Do you like that? Digitalization opportunities. COVID-19 realities have also said that we need to go digital. So some processes can be digitalized. So this is also another opportunity for you in the oil and gas industry. Currently, we have the marginal field development and management opportunities going on. So as soon as the marginal field bid round is completed, perhaps before the end of this year, a lot of awardees will need support. They need technological support, they need financial support, so they need some basic services to be provided. So this is a huge opportunity I feel you might need to look into. Manpower development opportunities, this is what will remain in the business for a long time. Alternative energy sources. Today we're talking about gas utilization and commercialization. Renewable energies. Globally, this is an aspect you need to start looking at. The whole world is currently changing from crude oil to renewable energies. So you need to look at this. So we have these opportunities I feel you might look at a minimum if you want to start a business in Nigeria. For new technology, perhaps you have new technology, new solution you want to deploy in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. This table and this chart shows you what DPR approval criteria are. One, it must have cost advantage. It must be adaptable to Nigerian environment. It must have potential to be assembled in Nigeria in case of physical assets. It must provide solution to existing problems. You need to provide evidence of partnership between the oil equipment manufacturer and the Nigerian company, which is yourself. It must be robust to accommodate as much Nigerian inputs as possible. And of course, you need to also provide training and capacity development for Nigerians. So with these 7 criteria, I must tell you, DPR will be willing to accept and approve your technology to be deployed in Nigeria. Yeah, if I tell you there are no challenges running business in Nigeria, I won't be telling you the truth. The business is highly competitive. So you need to look at how you want to run your business, how you want to be competitive as well, given how you want to beat the existing market prices, existing market services, and the likes. And of course, clients have lean budget. The reality of COVID-19 is everywhere in terms of funding. So you must learn how to improve overall performance and reduce the total cost of supply chain while deploying your technology or running your business. And of course, one of the barriers to entry in Nigerian business is the economic barrier to entry. For new technology, what every client will ask you is, has it been used in Nigeria? That's always the first question. So I will encourage you, you need to devise a means where you can have a pilot test carried out, probably at a free of charge or near to zero cost, on the facility that you can say, yes, I've deployed it to this company, and you can cross-check with them, because that's the way they tend to reduce their risks of the uncertainties with new products. Business growth enablers. Key major factors, we have vision and faith. Your vision, I mean by your purpose, your goals, your core values, and the faith, I mean by your belief. You need to believe yourself. You need to believe your idea. You also need to believe God that it is possible. For people, you need to have competent team. You need to have good leadership as an entrepreneur. You need to have good marketing and communication skill. You need to have excellent business development and sales plan. And of course, community relation is key in Nigeria. The host community, for some of us that needs to carry out projects on site, the host community goes a long way. They can frustrate your project as well. So with good relationship with the host community, I must tell you, you'll be good. And of course, for product and services, you need to have fresh and relevant. So your product has to be fresh and has to be relevant to customers' requirements. It has to meet your customer specific needs. And of course, you need your customer to have quality experience while delivering your services. In Nigeria, for instance, the local content initiative is providing job opportunities for Nigerian entrepreneurs. Because this gives them the room that some services that can be rendered in Nigeria must be rendered by Nigerians. So this is a good opportunity for everybody, and this has been a good growth enabler in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. Right, I know everybody is interested to know about my story. I'm a young guy. I will use that word. For us, we had a vision to go into smart EPCIC and field development and management. But by the time we started with procurement. We feel that is the best way to access the industry based on our relevant experiences. And from there, we were able to increase to our safety and environmental services. And from there, we moved on. What I basically did was just I was driven by purpose. I wanted to change the story about Nigerians not being able to deliver quality service in the industry. Because then the industry was more of the foreign companies, the expatriates. So based on my own vision, I wanted to change that story. I wanted Nigerians to do quality service even better than the expatriates we have around. So I decided that I have to float the company, get the right employee, get them trained, and get them to deliver excellent. Nigerians are brilliant. We are so good. We just need a platform to perform. And that's what I feel I should do. So I believed in myself. I believed in the ideas, did the needful, and I trusted God to grant me good success. And that's where we are today. Of course, we are not there yet. We are still developing and we are still improving. For us in Ajivin, these are the services we render: engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning, and installation, including engineering survey. To God's glory, we've been supportive to some excellent projects in Nigeria, offshore, onshore projects with laudable records in Nigeria. We also carry out safety and environmental studies, inspection and maintenance and corrosion control services. On that, we also provide asset development and management. As well, one of the areas that we know that most Nigerian companies don't go into is offshore maritime. We've been very good in maritime. We have a solid team. We have good partnership with shipyards across Asia. And we have good partners all over the world, as well in Nigeria. So I would like to encourage you. You too can become an entrepreneur. Be driven by purpose. Believe yourself. And start today. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Vincent. That is a very fascinating story and the presentation you've given us. Thank you so much. So the time is now for us to take questions and answer. And the first question I have before me here is somebody wanted to know, how do you know which area is best to venture into? I think you talked about a few of these, but just to reiterate, because some of these questions came before you actually went through it. So how can one know what area is the best to venture into? And also, do you need to have some form of industry-based experience personally before being an entrepreneur? So what, somebody with experience and without experience, would that make a difference? And if you don't have experience, how can you actually build the necessary network? And what are the basic requirements of starting a business? I think you can just take them. So that's somebody's asking those questions, but you can probably just ask the first one, which is about how do you know which area to venture into?
Okay, it's all about your interest, really. And also it's all about what the market requires. So business is trying to meet a need. So firstly, you need to check. I've highlighted about 7 opportunities that I feel is a need in the industry as we speak. So you might need to look into those 7 various areas and see where you
Okay, Dr. Vincent. So thank you. So I think we had a little bit of network glitch there. So the question, the next area is, should one have industry-based experience personally before being an entrepreneur? Is it compulsory you have industry-based experience? And maybe if you can use your own experience to shed more light on that area. And if you don't have industry-based experience, how do you actually build? How do you get the experience?
Okay. I think it's necessary, but not mandatory. It's just necessary. For me, I had about 2 years working experience with an oil service company. But my initial original plan was to work with the top companies all over the world and come back to Nigeria. Then I realized that networking is key. So you must be able to marry networking with your experience. So for me, having an industry experience personally, it's is necessary but not mandatory. But you might have to pay for it if you don't have one. You might have to hire the right person, and you have to pay for it.
Okay. Thank you very much. So somebody also was asking about how do you actually build, because one of the key areas you actually mentioned a lot is about networking. So
Right.
how can you actually build the necessary network that you need?
Yeah, SP is a good platform for you to build a network, because SP comprises of various individuals from various companies, multinational companies, IOCs, indigenous companies. So we have professors, we have lecturers. So for SP, it's a good platform to meet and network with professionals across every area of the industry. So that is one platform. Another platform is for you to engage in conferences, both local and foreign companies, local and foreign conferences, try and attend them. From there, you meet people that you can meet up with, you can network with people. Usually, people are relaxed at conferences, at seminars, so they are free to talk, they're free to relate with you. And some professional clubs as well. We have the Petroleum Club, you can also join that. And some other business network platforms you can join. I think that those are basic ways I think you can increase your network. You need to be free, you need to be confident. You need to, firstly, like I said, you need to have what you want to sell. Having a value to talk to an individual goes a long way. So have a value, get your product ready, understand your product. So for every opportunity you have, you can sell yourself and your product. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Somebody is also asking the question, actually a personal question, that what personal experiences actually helped you endure during the business environment of Nigeria when you started out? So what helped you? Hello, Dr. Vincent. Sorry, did you hear the last question, Dr. Vincent?
Not at all, please. Can you please recap?
Apologies. I think we had a little bit of technical glitches. Apologies to our attendees. I think the question actually, somebody was asking what personal experiences actually helped you to endure the business environment of Nigeria when you started out. Obviously, it wasn't easy, but what experiences helped you endure, at the beginning, especially?
Okay, for me, I knew it's not going to be easy, so I already prepared my mind. And again, like I mentioned, I had a passion. I have an agreement for 5 years, so I wasn't expecting immediate acceptance, or how do I put it, immediate booming. So I set myself for 5 years. It's like going to school. That was my structure. When you enter the university tells you an engineering student, you need 5 years for you to learn to become an engineer. So for me, I said, okay, 5 years. I want to see how it goes. So in 5 years, I believe that I should have attained my vision, at least if not at my vision, close to my vision. So I was just pushing, getting the necessary networks, getting the right people buy in, getting the right competent hands to work on our project, and making ourselves visible in the industry. So that's what we did.
Okay, thank you very much. Another person is asking about, they're just curious to know that you went to university, and from your biography, we know that you made a first class in petroleum engineering, you had your master's. So were those technical skills that you acquired during your education, were they enough to give you the confidence in starting your business?
Okay. Anyway, they were not, for me, as a person, like I said, I know most people, when it's, oh, you are a first class, oh, you should probably be working with the IOC or something. Yes, I had that interest as well, but my interest was I want to run a business on the long term. And at the point, the industry was very bad. The companies were not employing. So I decided that I need to start something. So that's where we started with procurement. Already, I have experience with procurement even right from young age, buying and selling of stuffs. So safety and the likes was an area of interest. So we started with procurement of safety gears, branding and all of that. But we had a vision. So that's the way we keep improving. I also engage in voluntary services to some partners today who were probably doing well already in their businesses in our area of interest. So I did some voluntary services for them in order for me to gain the experience, to have the knowledge, and to be able to sell our products. We know what is lacking, how we can meet it up, how we can close the gaps. So for me, it's a bit of voluntary services and starting from the known to the unknown. Like in generally mathematics, they will tell you solve the problem from known to unknown. So we started with known services to the unknown services. So that would be my recommendation as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question that somebody is asking is about finance, because being an entrepreneur in the Nigerian oil and gas industry is actually capital intensive. So how much would suffice for starters in procurement, and possibly how do you actually, because somebody just coming out from school and you're still young in the career, you probably not raised personal cash enough to be able to go into business. So what would you advise based on your experience?
Okay. There are other means you can do that in terms of funding. Yes, for me, we started with €0. I must tell you, I know it looks absurd. People say, oh, you can start business with €0. People tell you it's not possible. It's possible. I started with €0. Yeah, good enough. What matters is for companies, some contracts you can discuss with your clients. The structure is such that you can give it some mobilization, maybe 50% mobilization, perhaps 30% mobilization. And from there, you can get it done. For me, I was also favored. One of the first projects we did, part of the first. So what I also did is also to talk to, we have some financiers, some individuals, some corporate companies who are willing to finance projects. What you just want to be sure is that the contract is valid and the customer is going to deliver or is going to pay as per the contract terms. So they're willing to finance the project, of course, at an interest rate. So all of that you must be flexible as well in terms of financial models.
Okay, thank you about that. So another question being asked is, what's the best strategy to manage the PR in the oil and gas industry as a growing entrepreneur?
Well, for us, I know, for instance, for community environment where we operate, what we do is we give service. We know communities, we need to give them good relationships. So what we do is we give them service. For instance, oh, you will handle logistics. For instance, you handle catering. Do you have a caterer, a professional caterer in your community? They say yes. So we award that contract to the community. So that way, that individual is able to render the service, make a profit, and also it goes around in the community. So we substitute PR with service. So that's what we do.
Okay, thank you for that. Somebody wants to know, how do you get mentors in this in the oil and gas industry? So you talked about mentorship. How do you actually get the right mentor?
Oh, mentorship is key, like I mentioned, and you get the right mentor with respect to your area of interest. This is very key. For instance, in the oil and gas industry is very wide. When you see the overview I gave to you, you don't get a mentor reservoir engineer when your interest is in drilling, for instance. So for you as a business owner, your mentor should be someone who is running a business already. If you want to be a drilling contractor, then you need to get a company. One of the top companies I will advise, get the CEO, let him understand your vision, communicate to them, see you want them to mentor you, something like that. Some of these things you enjoy better during conferences and the likes. You can have one-on-one talk with some of these people. A number of the elders in the industry are willing to mentor the young ones. I must tell you, I'm a beneficiary of that kind of approach. So a lot of these elderly ones in the industry who are running their business excellently, they have the interest because they understand that their time is up, so to say. So they need some replacement for those that are visionary, that has vision for the industry, not just for their individual interest. So they know that they need replacement in the industry. So they are willing to mentor young ones coming up. So you might need to just sit back and watch, study individuals, and get some collaboration. I cannot specifically tell you who and who. I can only advise for you to study, and that's the part of entrepreneurship. You need to look ahead. You need to study. You need to check people based on your interests. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, Dr. Vincent. We have another question. Like you've actually presented, being an entrepreneur means that you're actually you're ready to take risk, because a lot of people probably prefers to go to 9 to 5. That's less risky as long as the salary can be guaranteed. But being an entrepreneur is more riskier. So what is your best advice for non-risk takers that are scared actually to venture into their own business, and how can they best be motivated to take the first move?
Okay. For you to take some risks, I advise you to take calculated risks. You need to take calculated risks. My advice for you is check yourself. Believe yourself that it's doable. Also have a plan B. Should in case it doesn't work, have something you have to fall back to. I must be sincere with you from non-honesty. So you need to have a plan B, even have a plan C. And if you want to stay with 9 to 5, good enough. You can have enough savings and invest. We have 4 quadrants. One is business owner, one is investor. You can invest in other businesses that will also earn you more money, right? So for me, I would advise you to go take calculated risks and also have plan B in case things doesn't go as planned.
Okay, thank you for that. I think we are getting near to the end of the questions we have. So I will just combine these 2 questions, 2 in 1. So what skills are appropriate to get the right group to your business, and what are the basic requirements? So if somebody wants to start just now, what would you say is the basic requirements you must have for starting your home business?
Yeah, like I mentioned in my presentation, one, you need to register a company. You must have a legal entity to your name. That you do with CAC. Then register with DPR, with FRS and the likes, open the bank account. Those are basic requirements. Without that, you cannot operate. So you need those basic requirements for you to operate in the Nigerian oil and gas industry.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think finally, maybe the last question here is, so about the future of oil and gas industry. So where do you see the future of oil and gas industry in Nigeria based on the current economic climate? The oil price, we all know what's happened to it in the past months, and the challenges also that the oil and gas industry is being faced by the other alternative sources of energy, the renewable. So what is the future of oil and gas industry in Nigeria? What would you say to your audience to wrap up?
Okay, maybe I can divide the future into 2. For the near future, we still have some good time to play around. Maybe the next 10 to 15 years, based on local demand for petroleum products, for gas products. Good enough, we have Dangote refinery coming up to assist us in that regard. But after that time, I believe that it might be difficult because the whole world is going to renewable energy sources. Already in some developed country like Norway that I know very well, they are running on electric cars. Today, electric cars have developed so well that you can enjoy them better than other sources. Though we have our own limitation in Nigeria, which I feel in the next 15 years that will be fixed. So for oil and gas industry, we are going towards the decline. We are declining gradually, I must tell you. And for us in Nigeria, maybe we have 10 to 15 years. After that, it's going to be a different story. Like one of my mentors says that the stone ages doesn't mean there's stoppage. There's no more stones. The same way it's going to come to another age where it's not going to be like there's no more crude oil, but it's just not going to be valuable as we currently experience it.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vincent. Thank you for all the questions also that our audience have asked, and you managed to go through them. Thank you so very much. I would like to say a very big thank you to you, our presenter. You know, it's a very interesting and engaging session we've just had on starting up businesses to serve Nigeria's oil and gas industry. And hopefully this will help us, you know, with many of us that have attended today with our journey of contributing our quota to the society as we embark on a fulfilling career by actually venturing into being an entrepreneur. We would also like to thank all our participants for your time. Without you today, today's webinar would not actually have taken place. But before you go, we'd like to please keep you up to date with some of our events that are upcoming on SP, with SP Lagos, just one. So, just 1 minute, please. Okay, so please join us on the 12th of September for the live session also on organized by our young professionals for your membership journey with SP. What you need to know, please keep a date in your diaries, and we'll be giving you more details as time comes near. And following that, hopefully in about 2 weeks from now, on the 17th of September, so we'll be welcoming you back for another webinar, which will be on the best hidden secrets in rock analysis. For inquiries on SP registration and membership, please take note of the following details: the numbers to call and the email. For those of us who are yet to be members with SPE, lot of benefits, derive lots of benefits, and you can check that out on www.sp.org and follow the link that we're showing. And then please connect with us on all our social media handles. Connect with SP Lagos section on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, email. Check out our website as well. We believe you've learned a lot today, being an entrepreneur in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, and hopefully we're going to put into practice what we've learned. So thank you very much to everyone, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Thank you.